Hey guys, sup? Scottish Duck here, once again. Okay, it's been a while, again. Apologies for that, again. You all know where this is going. Collection update! Let's go, shall we? Decent wee haul here. I've actually been pitting... Usually, when I go a while without making a video, I do at least like to keep up with doing collection updates and stuff. But I've got like a lot of things coming in that I've got imported from like America and Japan as well, and I was kind of waiting until all of them came so I could do it all in a one-er and stuff, you know, but it's taking its sweet time, so fuck it, here we go. Right, first things first, this just came yesterday for me actually. It's a reproduction cartridge. This is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 for the Super Nintendo, okay. Probably need a bit of backstory. Dragon Quest 1 and 2, in fact, I should have them. Is this one actually? Yes, it is. Oh, sweet. I didn't even have this planned, okay. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. Also known as Dragon Quest in Japan. Okay, you've heard about me go on about this series enough. It was released on the NES. But as times went on, we've always had like remakes of all the Dragon Quest games, and Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 got remakes for the Super Nintendo, and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 was packaged into a single SNES cartridge. From what I can tell, this is the proper way to play these games, you know? Because on the NES, obviously, like most JRPGs do, they're quite like aged and stuff, but I've seen footage and all that of these SNES versions of the games, and they look really nice, and I really want to give them a try, I really do. I think the fan translation that was used for this was, I did a bit of research on it, but the guy who translated it, the fan I should say, did two separate fan translations, one where it was exactly the same as the English version of Dragon Warrior, and another where it was using the Japanese names. You know, and you know, it was just like two different ROMs to give you a choice of what to use and stuff. So I don't know what this is, but it is in English regardless, I know that much, and yeah, I'm definitely keen to give it a try, especially the first Dragon Quest, because if the things I've heard about the first Dragon Quest are true, which I'm sure, you know, like the fact that you only got one member in your party, and it's like a 4-hour game potentially if you don't grind as much. It sounds like an extremely bare bones RPG, but the one that like kicked the genre off. So with that said, I'm very keen to give it a go, you know. And actually, just to throw this rant in a wee bit, let me see if I got it here. Yes, I do. Okay. You guys know that Dragon Quest VII came out for the 3DS there, and I love that game. One of my favourite games of the year, one of my favourites in the series now at this point. I adored it. So I decided to go back to this one, Dragon Quest VI. Now, I have played and tried to beat Dragon Quest VI twice already, okay? And after Dragon Quest VII, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm still in a Dragon Quest mood. I'm gonna go play Dragon Quest VI. And this game has become what I probably would call a demon for me, because 3 times now I've dropped it. I don't know what it is. I cannot get into this one. I love Dragon Quest 4, 5, 7, and 8. But no 6. There's something about 6 that's just like holding me back, and I don't know what it is. It's so bad for my OCD because I want to, you know, like playing like all the Dragon Quest games, but yeah, this one's a demon. Can I take on up it? I don't think I've given up. I'll just wait for Dragon Quest 11 or play Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I'll just do that, yeah. Okay, next up, it's probably a game that a lot of you are playing right now, I know I certainly am. Final Fantasy 15. Okay, this is the Day 1 edition, and I liked this. This is sort of the reversible cover you got with it, which I liked more than the cover that it came with for some reason, you know. And I just realised I've went and like displayed this code there, and I've not redeemed it yet. It's only a shiny sword anyway. I should probably redeem it before I upload this now. But regardless, yeah. I've only played this for about 4 or 5 hours maybe, and I'm definitely liking it at this point in time, you know, I definitely am. It's just Xenoblade though. I got that from the demo that came out, you know, like a few months back and stuff, and I'm getting it now, and I don't see many people making that comparison, that like over at Square they probably just like played Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii and were like, hey, we can make a game like that. But yeah, nobody seems to be bringing that up, and that's not a bad thing, okay? There are definitely Final Fantasy style things to it, for sure, you know? And I love like the cast of characters just instantly, you know? Like, I remember leading up to the launch, I was always questioning the fact, why is there no lassies that you play as in Final Fantasy 15? Why are they all wearing like black and shit? It's like, it just didn't look as appealing as it normally does. But no, like, Square apparently came out and said that they wanted to like make a game where it's just a guy's going on a road trip essentially, and it honestly, I grew up with like 3 friends myself, you know, that I always used to hang about with. We always used to like be inseparable and stuff, and it honestly brought me back to that, and I was smiling at that, you know. I was like, this is promise, I'm loving this. And going back to their character design, I guess they are, like, it is pretty well done, in a sense that I actually like that you could go into the status screen and you would get like little Super Nintendo sprites of the 4 characters, and I could tell them apart, you know, so I was like, okay, I'll give credit where credit is due, that's cool. The guys have stupid names though, don't they? Like, Gladios, Promptus, Ingus, or Ignis, I can't mind. Noctis is okay, but yeah, stupid fucking names, but either way, I'm liking that. Not played it nearly as much as I want to, but I am liking it for definite. Okay, next we have Valkyrie Profile Lenneth. Now, this is a series I've been meaning to get into for a while now. I've owned Valkyrie Profile 2 for a while, and I really wanted to get the PS1 version of Valkyrie Profile, you know? It wasn't released over here. I would have had to have get an American version, but it is way too rare, okay? And not rare in the sense that it's too expensive, rare in the fact that you literally can't find it if you go on eBay looking for it, okay? All the listings I found of the first Valkyrie Profile for the PS1 were all like, does not contain disc 2 or case only, no discs or no manual and stuff, you know? There was no like complete version of it, and I was drove me up the wall, or at least not what I saw, you know, so... And I knew this version existed, and it was a hell of a lot cheaper, but it's not as good a version, from what I've heard, you know? But fuck it, how else am I going to play it, you know? And so I do want to give this series a go. I know there's also like another one on the DS, which is kind of more of a spin-off one. Might give that one a try at some point also, but either way, Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, awesome. Okay, next up now, these are some NES games actually. Now, the CEX near me, like, recently got like a whole bunch of like old games in from SNES, NES, N64 and all that, which they don't normally do, but I saw them and I was like, oh, this is pretty sweet. So it became like a wee habit of mine every time I passed the CEX to just go in and like grab an old NES game, you know. It's pretty much shelf fodder looking at this, you know. But I did want to give it a go anyway. First one I got was Goonies 2. No, fuck all about this game. I know Goonies is a film, and this Goonies 2 is apparently the sequel to the film, or some shit like that. I don't know. Then there's Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. I have Double Dragon 1. Pretty good arcade game. Pretty good beat 'em up, I should say, on the NES. I know that apparently the arcade version's a lot better. Either way, I definitely prefer something like Streets of Rage or Golden Axe, you know. But, you know, it's classic stuff. I played it for a wee bit. It's much the same. In fact, is the first level of this not just the same as Double Dragon 1? Or if I maybe been conned and there's actually just a Double Dragon 1 ROM in this. I don't know. Either way, I was playing it, I'm like, isn't this just Double Dragon 1? Because I did play that game. That was one of the first games I got for my NES, you know, back in like 2008, I think I got it, and I just remember thinking this is just the same, but whatever. And probably my favourite game of the bunch that I got was actually McDonald's Land, or as known in America as McKids. This game is actually quite special to me because back in 2006, you all probably know where this is going, this was the first review I saw from Angry Video Game Nerd, you know, back when he was like Angry Nintendo Nerd, you know. I remember I was just like, It was before Halloween, I remember. It was October 2016. I remember that because at the time, his most recent video was Friday the 13th, and then on the Halloween, after Friday the 13th, which was also in the October, he did like, no, wait. Yeah, and on the Halloween he did like Nightmare on Elm Street, you know? And this was just the first game review of his that I saw, and I fell in love, and yeah, it's like, I think most of what gaming culture is on YouTube, you know, if you trace it all the way back to its roots, I definitely think you'll find Angry Video Game Nerd, you know, it's like, so much respect for that guy, as everybody does. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him, even if you don't say you love him, you kind of have to, you know, because you probably love somebody who was directly inspired by him, or, you know, he's just that influential, he really is. But whatever. Okay, two last games here. Another one that I got in CEX, Fade to Black. Now, the only thing I know about this game is that it's the sequel to Flashback for the Super Nintendo, which was a big, important childhood game of mine. I played that game a lot. Never did beat it. It was one of those games that I would always like play because it was there without, but I was always like too young to fully like understand how you actually played it. I remember feeling that way about games like Link to the Past as well, you know, where you're supposed to like follow a story and go on a quest and stuff. Unless it was like a platformer like Mario, Sonic, or Donkey Kong, I was typically lost and just played it whatever was in front of me, just pushing buttons and stuff and not really making any real progress. But I played it a lot, I really did, and Flashback's a very nostalgic game. So this is the sequel. I hear it's nowhere near as good, but I had to get it anyway, so yeah, that's a thing. Alright, and this last game, now this game was a sequel to a game that came out, I think it was just last year actually. Didn't get a European release, which I was or maybe it did. I can't even remember. Okay. Trails... Legend of Heroes, I've forgotten the name, fuck. Trails of Cold Steel 2, yeah. Now I have the first one. Do I have easy access to it? Yes, I do. Alright, and that, yeah, there you go, that's an American copy. This is a European copy. I'm not sure if this came out in Europe, but I had to get it anyway because, as many of you know, as I've went on about constantly, I love like Falcom's games, I love like a lot of Ys games, but more specifically, I love Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky for the PSP. That is very possibly, probably my favourite RPG of all time on the PSP. Chapter 2 came out like, what was it, like last year. I was able to finish the storyline and it felt so good to finally do that. And the third chapter, which is mostly like a side story thing, is coming out soon as well. Xseed's already confirmed it. So you get a lot of Falcom love from Xseed, and I'm eternally grateful to them for this. I haven't actually dug into these games yet. I'll tell you for why, and this is like my mega... I wish I wasn't like this, okay? I really wish I wasn't like this, but I played this for about an hour, and immediately I'm just like, this is just a high school anime, you know? Because, you know, it's set in high school. Every character you come across with slots into some sort of like anime character stereotype and shit. I remember there was actually, the moment I stopped playing was when the main character falls on top of the main lassie character, and of course, anime being anime, the main character's holding his cheek because the lassie slapped him because she thought, yeah. I wish I wasn't like this, okay? I wish I didn't like look at stuff like that and immediately just like, this is, oh my god, oh, this is so unoriginal. All animes do this. All Japanese RPG, I wish I wasn't like that. I wish I could just like enjoy it for what it was, you know, because I guarantee, right, if I was to just get past that moment that I stopped playing it and just enjoy the game for what it was, I would probably love this, because it's Falcom and I trust Falcom a lot, but because I'm like that, because I have a heart like that who's just like, no, any time something like that happens in an anime or a JRPG, you have to hate it. I'm weird, aren't I? I really am. But either way, Trails of Cold Steel 2, it's Falcom. I was going to buy it anyway. I got to support them, even though I'm like this. Very weird. Okay. That's that, guys. See you after. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.